Thumbelina. Once upon a time, in a quiet little village far away from the noise of the world, there lived an old woman. She was kind, gentle, and had a heart full of love, but her life was very lonely. She had no husband, no children, and no family left. Her small wooden house stood at the edge of the village, surrounded by a beautiful garden that she had built with her own hands. Most of her days were spent alone. In the early mornings, she would wake up with the sound of birds, make herself a simple cup of tea, and then step into her garden. The garden was her world. She planted flowers of every color, roses, tulips, daisies, lilies, and spoke to them as if they were her children. She watered them carefully, cleaned the soil, and smiled whenever a new flower bloomed. Sometimes, when the sun was soft and warm, the old woman would sit on a small wooden bench in her garden with a good book in her hands. Reading was her escape. The stories made her forget her loneliness for a while. But no matter how beautiful the day was, when evening came, silence returned. She would sit by the window, looking at the sky, whispering a quiet prayer. More than anything, the old woman wished for a child, someone to talk to, someone to love, someone who would call her mother. One day, unable to hold her wish inside anymore, she went to an old witch who lived at the edge of the forest. "I am not rich," the old woman said softly, "but my heart is full of love. Please help me. I wish for a child, even if she is very small." The witch looked at her carefully and handed her a strange-looking seed. "Plant this seed in a flower pot," the witch said. "Take good care of it, and your wish will come true." The old woman thanked her and hurried home. She planted the seed in a small pot, placed it near the window, and watered it every day. Soon a beautiful flower grew, unlike any she had ever seen. One morning, as the flower bloomed fully, its petals slowly opened. Inside the flower sat a tiny girl, no bigger than the old woman's thumb. "Oh my!" the old woman cried in surprise and joy. "You are so small and so beautiful." She named her Thumbelina. Thumbelina had the sweetest face, kind eyes, and a voice as soft as a breeze. The old woman made her a tiny bed from a walnut shell, soft blankets from flower petals, and a cradle from a teacup. At night, Thumbelina slept peacefully while the old woman watched over her like a loving mother. For the first time in many years, the house was filled with happiness. The toad's kidnapping. But happiness does not always last forever. One dark night, while Thumbelina was asleep, a big, ugly toad hopped through the open window. The toad had a son and wanted Thumbelina to be his bride. "She will be perfect for my son," the toad croaked. She quietly took Thumbelina and carried her away to a river. Thumbelina woke up scared and confused. She cried, but no one could hear her. The toads placed her on a large lily pad in the middle of the river. When the toad's son saw her, he was delighted, but Thumbelina felt terrified and sad. She did not want to marry him. Nearby, small fish saw her tears. Feeling sorry for her, they bit through the stem of the lily pad. Slowly, the leaf drifted away, carrying Thumbelina far from the toads. Free at last, Thumbelina smiled through her tears. The beetle and the loneliness. As she floated along, a large beetle flew down and picked her up. At first, he admired her beauty, but when other beetles laughed at him for liking such a strange, tiny girl, he changed his mind. "She is ugly anyway," he said, leaving Thumbelina alone on a leaf. Thumbelina cried again. She felt unwanted and lonely. Still, she survived by eating flower nectar and sleeping under leaves. Soon, summer passed and winter came. Cold winds blew, and Thumbelina was freezing. Weak and tired, she found shelter in a field mouse's home underground. The field mouse was kind but practical. She gave her warmth and food, but she also wanted Thumbelina to marry her neighbor, the rich mole. The mole was wealthy and respected, but he was cold, dark, and lived underground. Thumbelina felt no happiness around him. The swallow and true friendship. One day, Thumbelina found a swallow lying weak in a tunnel. Everyone thought the bird was dead, but Thumbelina cared for him, warmed him, and saved his life. When spring came, the swallow regained his strength. "Come with me," he said, "fly to a warm and beautiful land." At first, Thumbelina was scared, but when the field mouse insisted she marry the mole, she agreed to fly away. The swallow carried Thumbelina high into the sky, across rivers, forests, and mountains, until they reached a land full of sunlight and flowers. In that magical land, Thumbelina found flowers just like herself. From one of the flowers emerged a tiny prince, kind and gentle. He fell in love with Thumbelina at once. "You belong here," he said. "Will you stay?" For the first time, Thumbelina felt truly happy. She married the flower prince and was given wings. She married the flower prince and was given wings. She became the queen of the flower people. Far away, the old woman looked at her garden, missing her little daughter, but smiling, knowing that Thumbelina had found her happiness. And Thumbelina never forgot the old woman who loved her first.